Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta sa inyong lahat? Let me ask you something. When was the last time Wuthering Waves released a Glacio unit? No, seriously, think about it. I'll wait. If your answer was version 2.0 with Carlotta, congratulations, you are correct and also probably emotionally damaged like the rest of us who've been staring at the element roster like it owes us money. Version 2.0, that was over a year ago. A year! In gacha time, that is basically a geological era. Civilizations rise and fall faster than that. Entire metas are born, peak, get power crept, and become nostalgic YouTube thumbnails in less time than it has taken for Glacio to get literally anything new. And here's the wild part. Since version 2.0, through roughly 10 patches, we have not received a single new Glacio character. Not one. Not a 4-star, not a 5-star, not even a weird experimental side grade unit that nobody asked for, but everyone pulls anyway. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. And at first, players were patient, because early on, people assumed this was just pacing. Maybe the devs were spacing out elements. Maybe they were cooking something big. Maybe they were planning some insane Glacio rework that would break the game in half. But now it is starting to feel less like pacing and more like someone accidentally left Glacio in a locked room and lost the key. What makes this even stranger is that Glacio is not weak. Carlotta is still strong. She can still comfortably clear high difficulty content. She's one of those units that just refuses to age like milk. But strength alone does not build an ecosystem, and that is the core problem. Because Wuthering Waves is not just about individual unit strength anymore. The game has clearly moved toward systems, toward interactions, toward synergy layers, toward things like tune break and status ecosystems. And this is exactly where Glacio feels like it is missing from the conversation. Before we continue, just a quick word. If you want a smarter way to stretch your Lunites and Asterites without feeling like your wallet just lost a boss fight, check out my U7 buy link in the description and pinned comments and use my code VeeDizzy. They're the only top-up site that can deliver your purchase directly using only your UID and server through what they call trusted top-up. No passwords required. No manual do-it-yourself top-ups. Just a smooth, worry-free process delivered straight to your account. They handle the top-up securely while you stay in control of your account. U7 Buy has been operating since 2003, and they've expanded into the gacha space with some of the most competitive top-up pricing available for Wuthering Waves, offering savings of up to 26% compared to in-game prices. They currently hold a 4.7 rating on Trustpilot, and most top-ups are completed in under 5 minutes, which means less waiting and more time actually playing. If you want cheaper top-ups while keeping your account safe, use my link in the description and pinned comments, or use my code VeeDizzy on U7 Buy. It's a practical way to save on top-ups while supporting the channel. Spend responsibly, or don't, that part is on you. Now, back to the topic. Let's talk about negative status for a second. Do we actually understand how Glacio negative status is supposed to function in the long-term meta? Not really. We have pieces, we have theories, we have guesses, but we do not have a fully realized identity the way some other elements are starting to develop. Does Glacio freeze enemies in a meaningful mechanical way? Maybe, sometimes, sort of, depending on content, which is not exactly the kind of clarity you want when other elements are getting very defined mechanical identities. And then there is tune break. If Wuthering Waves is slowly shifting toward tune break being a core combat axis, then where exactly does Glacio slot into that? Because right now it feels like Glacio is watching tune break from outside the club, while the bouncer just shrugs. And this is why players wanted something. Anything, even if it was just Rover getting Glacio access. That alone would have at least told players that yes, this element still exists, and yes, it has a future. But even that is not guaranteed anymore. which leads to the current community mood. And I'm going to be honest here, the mood has shifted from curiosity to frustration. Because at first, players were asking questions. Now, players are asking why. And those are two very different emotional states. Now let's talk about supports, because this is where the Glacio situation gets awkward. As the game evolved, animation speed became everything. Faster rotations, faster swaps, faster burst windows, faster everything. When a meta values speed this much, slower supports start feeling rough, even if they are technically strong. This is where characters like JG start feeling dated. Not useless, not bad, just slow. In a game where tempo is starting to matter more than raw numbers, slow can feel worse than weak, which puts Glacio teams in a weird spot. They are not bad, they are just not keeping up with where the game is going. And that is dangerous territory for any element in a live service game, because once an element falls out of the system conversation, bringing it back takes massive investment. Luckily, we still have Sanwa, who is a good alternative for Carlotta teams. She's a 4-star, low-investment unit that has proven herself very valuable in the meta. She also doesn't need to be on the field for more than what she needs to be. Then you have Baiji, who is a reliable healer and buffer. At least those two stood the test of time, which is great for fans of the element.
Now, let's talk about the irony. We are literally in ice regions, frozen landscapes, frost zones everywhere. And yet, mechanically, Glacio feels like a background extra. Even leaks, which usually hinted direction, have been quiet about Glacio. When leaks go quiet, players speculate. When speculation drags, it becomes frustration. That leads to messy community discourse. It is not always fair, but it is predictable. Communities under pressure always look for a face to attach their frustration to. Now, let me be clear, this is not me saying Glacio is dead. Gacha games run in cycles. Sometimes an element disappears, then comes back and rewrites the meta overnight. That could happen here. If Kuro is holding back Glacio units to drop multiple synergistic ones at once, that would not be shocking. But silence creates its own story. And right now, the story is simple. Players feel like Glacio is forgotten. In live service games, perception can become reality faster than balance. If players stop investing emotionally in an element, even a strong future release has to rebuild trust from zero. So what should players expect? Realistically, a Glacio ecosystem patch. Not just one unit, a support plus DPS, or a new mechanic plus unit release. Because at this point, one random Glacio character would feel like a band-aid. What Glacio needs is identity, clear mechanical purpose, clear synergy path, clear reason to build teams around it. Because right now, Carlotta is carrying the element alone across the tundra, and she is doing it well, but she should not have to. And that brings us to the real question. Do we actually need new Glacio units? Right now, the element is surviving, but it is not evolving. And in a live service game, surviving is not enough. If Glacio wants to stay relevant, it needs something new injected into the ecosystem. Maybe that's a support. Maybe a healer that also provides meaningful buffs. Maybe the first true mono Glacio enabler. Maybe a Toon Break-focused Glacio kit. Maybe a unit that finally defines how Glacio negative status is supposed to work. It could be any of those. The point is simple. The element needs something that makes it feel alive again. At the end of the day, I do not think Kuro forgot Glacio, but they are taking a risk letting the drought run this long. Gacha players can handle waiting. Feeling ignored is what they hate. And right now, whether it's true or not, that is the emotional reality around Glacio. Hopefully, the next time we talk about this element, it is because it shattered the meta, because after this long, it honestly deserves to. As always, if this video resonated with you, please leave a like and subscribe. Ring that bell for massive gacha luck and maybe a sandwich. Thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po, and I will see you in my next video drop. Goodbye.